What's up guys, it's Noah, and welcome back to another episode of the Animation Weekly Review. Sorry this video was so late. I've been working on projects and school and all that stuff. It's made me busy and it's made this a little bit more delayed than I'd want this series to be for each week. But there weren't actually that many episodes or movies or anything to talk about for last week, the week of August 26th, 2019. But I decided that even though it came out after the week I'm covering, just to make this video a bit more interesting, I'm going to be talking about Steven Universe, the movie. Getting it done right now because I really want to talk about it. So my thing is, I don't feel like I talk about Steven Universe enough. Like, I've mentioned it on certain occasions, but I've never been able to really understand what I feel about the show and, like, exactly what it means to me. Like, it's had less of a connection to me personally than other shows have, but it's also a show that's helped me out through a lot of tough times in my life. I mainly just watch it because it's a great show. One whose story, characters, music, and art have kept me glued to the screen for about 4 years now. I'm pretty sure I started in 2015. And with this movie, I think it delivered on capturing exactly what made the show so amazing. It also captured some of the flaws that the show has, but those are easy to look over. My only criticism with the movie really is just pacing problems. I feel like some things needed more focus than other things. Taking away those criticisms, this movie gave me everything I really wanted. The animation, the art style, all that stuff is definitely some of the best the show's gotten. The entire soundtrack to this thing, the songs and the music, every single piece I absolutely adored. Sure, there's some I preferred more than others, but none of them I could really consider mediocre or bad. I have seen that some people didn't like that this movie was a musical. Like, I get it, but I also don't get it because the show had a lot of songs. I know the show isn't completely overloaded with songs like this movie was, and I know some people definitely prefer the more dialogue-driven parts of the show. I personally think there's a good balance between talking and singing, but that could just be my love for the songs making me eager to defend it. Anyways, despite my problems with the pacing, I think that the story was executed really well. They packed so much into this movie, but they still managed to make it work, and that really impresses me. It's just a really well-crafted, beautiful movie, and I recommend it to not only Steven Universe fans, but animation fans in general, and music lovers. I mean, Rebecca Sugar still got it. I think that's all I have to say about this movie, but of course, I still need to cover all the premieres that came out in the week of August 26, 2019, which is not many, but it's still enough to be worthy of talking about right now. New episode of Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitty, Ratted Out, a superhero-themed episode. This episode I found very noticeably loud and annoying. I didn't like the new character. I sort of liked the superhero stuff, though at the same time I thought it was really stupid because it kept the characters from using their actual powers. So I don't know why they're disguising themselves as superheroes. If they're more powerful as their normal selves, then why did they do this gimmick thing? It's dumb. It just feels like whenever this show does something, it makes it less entertaining than it could be in any other show. I don't know what else to say. It's RBUK, what do you expect? My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. She talks to Angel, I think that's the episode title. The body swap episode. It's kind of a bland one, not much really new happens. Though I didn't get much enjoyment out of this episode, it still wasn't the most frustrating or even the most unenjoyable episode I've seen of the series so far, so I'll give it that. So what I've decided to do from now on is put all the adult-oriented premieres at the end of the video so my younger demographic doesn't have to click off the video when it first starts or skip ahead in the video, which is, you don't need that. I'm just going to put them at the end of the video for people that want to hear me talk about the new episodes of Squidbillies, the reenactment of the repulsion of the Siege of Kyler Mountain, and Rich Dan Poor Dan. With the reenactment episode, I liked this episode's concept and I think they executed it very well. And with Rich Dan Poor Dan, I like the more serious change of pace this episode went with. I don't know much about these characters or these locations, so I don't really feel much for these places or characters if they've appeared more in the past. But if that was a recurring location and they closed it down, then, I mean, that's interesting. Changing up the status quo and stuff like that. New American Dad, The Hand That Rocks the Rogu. The episode was a mix of mediocre and bad writing quality, but there were some creative ideas in here, and I think it got better as it went along. It still felt kind of bland, though. And finally, Final Space, the new episode, The Lost Spy. This episode tries to stuff in 3 different plot lines, which causes none of them to really get the attention they deserve. The amount of things in this episode being juggled made things just kind of rushed. I still can't really call it bad, there were some great moments in there. It's just weaker than the other episodes I've seen this season. But I think that's about gonna do it for me today. Leave in the comments below what you thought of anything I covered, or if I missed covering anything, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. All that stuff really helps out. But until my next video, I just want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you, bye.